Oh, okay. Yay, just chilling, watching my chickens in my garden while watching you. 5 p.m. Sunday UK time. Well, hey, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. So now the game actually works. We have 1,379 people in the title of the stream. If you notice that, we were going to try and get as close to 1,500 today as we can. Probably won't get all the way there, but we've got a lot of area we can build in over here, and we have a lot over here. Probably going to primarily focus on this area. We still have plenty of open vacancies. We're going to go ahead and just start out with some houses here. Let's have this area nicely patterned in after the other stuff in the rest of the town here. This does get kind of challenging when you get these compressed as close together as they have been elsewhere. So I might actually have to adjust this a little bit. Hope everyone is well, says Kevin. Yeah, we're doing well. Hopefully you guys are too. It's a wonderful, beautiful day where I'm at, and, well, I'm inside playing OSTRIV, but go outside and take care of some stuff later. Just figured I'd spend a little bit of time on this Sunday with all of you guys. Just get some of these popped in here. And then we'll get to work on some other stuff in the town while they're building all this. Alright, so they'll take care of that momentarily. While that's happening, let's take a look at our farms here. We all harvested up? Looks like we are. Guess this is the last little bit of sunflowers. Okay. And then there's a couple more here, but they should not have any problem taking care of that. That's all done. These are all done. And it looks like this is all done too. So we're in a pretty good spot. Probably going to be a lot of hurry up and wait in this live stream because, you know, there's only so much you can do. I had noticed while filming some of the other episodes that some of these chicken coops are amassing enormous quantities of chicken. Like, see right here, I had already taken some out of this one, but it still has 1,000 chicken meat. For whatever reason, one of these four always ends up super overstocked with chicken meat. So we might have to put another granary over here just for chicken parts. Because, yeah, I put a ton of chicken meat over here, but it doesn't seem to care that much. And even this one is almost completely full. See, this one is 3,500, and this is going to cause some problems when this overflows because the chickens are going to die against that. There's so much chicken meat. I don't understand. Like, I guess I could lower the livestock limit, but what's the fun in that, right? So I think another thing we can go ahead and do is get, well, first of all, get the grid back for this. Go ahead and put in a granary or 2 or 4 over here to try and take advantage of our chicken oversupply. So just go ahead and pop 2 of these guys in here. And this can be all chicken stuff because we are definitely going to need some chicken stuff. So we'll make those a little bit higher of a priority here. Of course, we can also, you know, turn the game on to turbo speed. That might help. But we still have such a huge deficit of vacancies versus available jobs, so hopefully these houses will take care of that. But, you know, it seems like no matter how many you add, it's still going to have, you know, a ton of open jobs no matter what. They don't have enough charcoal. How many charcoal piles do we have? I don't think we have very many. We've got enough. We don't have a ton, but we have enough. I think we're probably doing okay, all things considered. Unfortunately, because of the map that we chose for this restart, we cannot build another saltworks. We just have these, I think we have 3? Yeah, we've got these 3, so we're not going to ever have a huge amount of salt stored up. We have a good bit now, but we're probably not ever going to be able to export it because, you know, we only have 10,000 stored up and we do so many things with the dried fish. Don't think it's going to be a smart idea to begin exporting. We still haven't gotten enough clothes for me to want to export those either, which is interesting because it seems like we just keep adding more and more and more stuff with that regard. And I think most of these houses are probably just going to be filled by marriages. Yeah. See, oh, they're in their 20s. They've been waiting a long time. We can go ahead and get this taken care of as soon as they finish. But, okay, why are you moving out? Drinking water. You know what? See, this is what happens. This is what happens when you don't pay attention to stuff. This is exactly what happens. So, we're going to immediately not push the rotation button for Timberborn. We're going to push the buttons for OSTRIV. We're going to put in some wells because our people need them. I can't believe I had that kind of oversight. Well, I kind of can, but I shouldn't. Should not be happening. We'll get these immediately added. Because our people are going to be angry and move out. We don't want that. And now we just have to wait for them to actually, you know, build these things. These are quick, though. Should not be very much of an issue. As soon as they, you know, decide to actually build. So we'll let them take care of that. In the meantime, sunflower oil. We can sell 2,000 clothing. The rest of this, not so much. Lime, we have plenty of lime. Go ahead and buy some more iron. Yeah. Okay, that works. This one is just about done too. Well, I thought they'd finish this. There we go. Alright, so those two, like that, is going to be plenty for now. They'll finish that third one, and then we'll come over here and catch up with what they've got going on with our granaries. Should have our army of construction people any moment now. Okay, now our burial plots are full again. See, this is what happens. You have a town that has so many people in it. You just, at some point, you just can't keep up with all the other stuff that needs to get done. So we'll address the graveyard issue a little bit later today. This, of course, is going to be chicken meat and chicken eggs. Something tells me we're not going to have too many chicken eggs, but we will have quite a bit of chicken meat. So we'll go ahead and go to this and copy all of these settings. And then they can start filling this up. Then this one will probably be about the same thing. I wonder if this is just an issue of we haven't ticked all the boxes. No, we have. So this should be going down because we have this over here. Okay, we'll just copy this to this one. Apply to all, apply to all. Alright, now we should see if this is going correctly. This should be decreasing. It doesn't look like it is. So I'm not really sure what these people are doing if they're not moving mass quantities of chicken meat, but we'll go ahead and help them out a little bit. It's just an unbelievable amount of chicken. I don't think we're going to need to have any more chicken coops anytime soon. Move that one to the first one, and then these last two we can empty into the second one. Yeah, so they all have like almost 4,000 chicken meat, and that is a ton of chicken meat. I know on the future roadmap for the game there's going to be spoilage they hinted at. So I think that's going to cause problems when we get to probably Alpha 5, maybe? I would expect to see some sort of mechanic for that. So I don't know that we'll be able to continue this save into Alpha 5, but we'll try. We'll see what we can do. They're continuing here, but we need to solve our problem of burial spots. So let's come to the next church here, get back to our burial plots, and of course we have to pause the game because the game gets very angry when we have anything to do with burial plots. I don't know what it is. It just, for whatever reason, happens that way. Of course, this is very hard to do in the white, snowy February map, but if it's got to get done, it's got to get done. So we'll just do what we can when we can. Got 5 here. We can come in the row behind. Do the exact same thing. Just get a few. And of course, when we need to add more, we will add more. But that adds 10 right there, and of course this person can finally be put to rest. We continue to build down here. Go ahead and check that as well. Alright. More stuff we can sell? Kind of. I think these are the people that just came anyway. So let's take a moment and enjoy a little bit of house building. What's up? We are currently building some houses and trying to get a little bit closer to 1,500. We did just pass 1,400, but we are making small little incremental improvements because, of course, at this point in the playthrough, there's only so much you can do. That's super interesting and groundbreaking, and we're just not there. Having a problem with my game, people freeze. Yeah, that happens. I don't know why. But the best thing to do when the people freeze is just to save, completely exit the game, and come back in from a, whenever the game is just like completely stopped, come back in through Steam and then restart it. And then it should unfreeze people. This happened to me a couple times in the videos. If you've seen those, you might have remembered that from a couple episodes ago. But a restart of the game almost always fixes that. If not, then there could be something else going on. It's really annoying that it keeps happening, though. And unfortunately, I don't have anything else to really offer you besides that, because I don't really understand why it happens either. But I think that's something that should be being worked on in bug fixes, hopefully coming soon. Oh yeah, we've got all sorts of sunflower oil we can sell. Okay, we won't sell salt right now because we don't need the money, and we can't make too much of it. But for some reason, we cannot make enough wheat, and we cannot make enough hemp. I don't understand why. Well, I mean, I guess technically the reason is we don't have enough farms, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Wanted to see if I was the only one. Yeah, you're definitely not the only one. From what I understand on the OSTRIV Discord and the subreddit, a lot of people are having a similar problem. Well, the subreddit's not been very active lately because there hasn't been any huge updates in a while. I don't know why we don't have any hay stored here. We have plenty growing. I guess people just don't want to truck it over here, huh? I can't build too many more houses far away from the market either. These people seem to be doing fine. People just keep dying too. How annoying. We're going to have to build more of these later, probably. Alright, so that's our entire construction queue completed. Now we have some more houses over here. And we still have a ton of open vacancies. I can't believe it. I mean, I can, but can't not believe it that hard. So, of course, what we do now, add in some more houses with, we already have 8 fields in this farm. We're not going to have any more. Add in some more houses with gardens, because our people are going to need to grow their own food. I believe these should line up pretty nicely here. Like your style of building? I got a good thing going. Yeah, well, I appreciate it. I try to completely avoid the grid, or avoid having completely assigned to the grid, but, you know, there's only so much you can do with 4-sided buildings. I mean, it's pretty easy to kind of slightly change it up without it being too ridiculous, because, of course, like, again, these are 4-sided, where you can put stuff on angles, and you can mess with individual dimensions. Like, see, like, right here, this is... Okay, I'm gonna have to slow this down from 12 times to 5 times, because the game is really chugging. But you can do stuff like this. It's pretty easy. Of course, if you like doing the grid, there's nothing wrong with that either. Games are meant to be enjoyed however you want to play them. It's completely fine with me. And I know there are people that get really upset when people just build grid stuff. I'm like, alright, well, you're allowed to have an opinion, but maybe don't tell people they're wrong. It's just a video game. It's not a big deal. Get this queued up here. Another problem I always have, like, with just specifically grid-based stuff is because I'm playing on a curve monitor and I don't always sit straight at the computer. I tend to slouch my chair a lot. Sometimes I'll build what I think is a straight line and then I'll go to a different angle and it's completely crooked. It's just one of those dumb things. Right. 6 houses here with the gardens ought to help a little bit. I think we can get rid of some of these trees and we can have a nice area over here. Let's get these taken out. Then we'll do our trademark archways and everything over here. Oh, come on. So the game crashed again, and I hadn't saved. Because autosave also makes the game crash. So, yeah. This happens all the time in the videos anyway. So, I guess you get to see it now in real time. What a great game this is. Oh, come on. It's like 20 minutes of progress, my god. Alright, here we go. Alright, well, the game's back. Yeah, so the reason I don't do autosave is because that's what corrupted my last playthrough. And it had been causing problems for a while before that. So, you know, it's just one of those things, man. You can't ever know when the game is going to crash or why. It just happens. And it's really, really annoying. How are you liking Timberborn? I think it's a lot of fun. It's a bit different from OSTRIV in a lot of ways. But I think it's got a lot of really endearing qualities to it. And it's an interesting take on the city builder genre. So apologies to all of you that are watching and maybe don't want to see all this get built again, but guess what? We have to do it again anyway. Hopefully it's not too big of an inconvenience or annoyance for you. It's just, that's what happens when you have a game that's still in alpha and is not completely stable. It's just, it's the risk you take playing a game like that. But we'll get that re-put in here. Let's put another... Did that not go down? Alright, we'll put a well there. I guess we can put another one here. Another one here. Low quality water. Okay, maybe we won't. Go ahead and get the wells done first. Yeah, it's certainly something. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with Timberborn. It just takes a while to get used to the mechanic, and especially if I'm going back and forth playing OSTRIV and Timberborn in the same session to, like, say, record videos and try to get ahead of uploads a little bit. It turns into a mess of me remembering which hotkeys do what, and that's just, sometimes it's a disaster. But that'll be fine. I'm going to go ahead and save, because we're not going to do that a third time. Well, I guess those of you who enjoy watching time-lapses are going to have a fun time watching a real-time time-lapse that's, I guess, not really a time-lapse. Just getting these houses built again. Because I'm sorry, there's literally nothing I can do about it. It's just the way it goes. Find if you move an ox to another area, it sometimes crashes. I hadn't thought about that. I don't know, I don't know if there's a reason for them to move at all anyway. Or are you talking about in terms of, like, plowing fields and stuff? Okay, now that is donezo here. Well, now we can at least watch some houses get built, so that's what we'll go ahead and do. Move an ox to the salt mine, it sometimes crashes. Okay. I don't think I've been moving any of those. I think the only ox movement I've had has been going to and from farms for plowing. Unless it's these, like, one of these dying, maybe? I guess that would be the only time the game would update livestock in a production building. I guess we'll just have to keep an eye on that and make sure we are incrementally saving because it's very annoying to restart. Oh, that's also going to mean we didn't have any burial plots here. Yep, so let's do this again. Just get this whole thing completely... Nope, that's the wrong button. That's the Timberborn rotate button. See, here I go again. F is rotating OSTRIV. R is rotating Timberborn. Saltworks. So no, you're fine. I think if the intent behind what you're trying to communicate is there, I don't think it matters what word you use. Especially in, like, video games, like, people just have colloquial names for stuff they're going to say anyway. It's not a big deal. So we'll just go ahead and duplicate what we had done before. I guess that's also one of the good things about having to redo something you've already done is you know what it's going to be. And it doesn't take the mental effort of thinking about what you're going to be doing for something because you know, already did it. Alright, so that's done. We'll go ahead and save again. Typing is hard. Doesn't matter how long you've been using computers. Anyone is capable of making dumb typing mistakes. I think autocorrect has kind of become one of those things people take for granted. Like, we didn't have that when I first got a cell phone. It was like sending people's text messages and stuff in like the early mid-2000s. Like, there's no autocorrect. If you typed something obscene by accident, well, guess what? You type something obscene in a text message and people are going to be like, whoa. Sometimes that's part of the fun, though. Well, at least stuff seems to be going pretty well over here. We have our wells built. Probably going to need to build a couple more eventually. But now that we know this stuff is more or less good to go, we can reestablish what we had going on with our houses over here. Just have our regular 6. We had 6 more over here. Of course, with this log in the way. But we're going to have to wait for them to come remove, I suppose. They're not going to get to this for a while anyway. But the good news is, oh wow, big family. We've got a lot of people moving into the town, which is always nice to see. We are just powering through these houses here. Guess that's what happens when you have 35 people employed as builders. We can sell some shoes. And some charcoal, gladly. Those are easy to replace. We have flour, we have lime, we have salt. Iron, we're going to buy iron ore. We're doing quite well with all this. How do you set up your taxes? So, I haven't really changed it too much. I have my basic monthly wages 3, labor's wages 3, market products is 120%. Purchase from citizens is 90. House rent is 0.75, land tax is 0.75, wealth tax is 50, which is where I get probably most of my money. And then taverns tax is 3. And inflow versus outflow tends to be pretty good. As long as I'm not spending a ton of money, it's usually a net positive, except the previous year I technically lost some money because I did some imports I normally would not have done. But it balances out pretty well. I try to do a lot of exports, so I have the ability to kind of adjust what I'm doing. Speaking of taverns, they have so much money. So I feel like I need to raise the tavern taxes. These people have 2,000 wealth. These people only have 453. And these people only have 147. So I know if I raised it, then these people would probably go bankrupt. Meanwhile, these are living off the fat of the land. They've got all... So they're 84 and they're 80 years old. Okay, so that's probably why they have a ton of money. But their children have already moved out, and their children are old too. So this is money that we probably need to get back. It always bothered me too that the tavern people were not subject to the wealth tax, which is normally for people with 100 plus wealth. So I don't know exactly how to feel about that. So I guess we could raise the tavern tax. If I can remember the correct button to push. There we go. If I put that to 10, it might bankrupt these other people, but we can get a little bit of money. Keep pushing the wrong buttons, jeez. Get a little bit of money back from these guys. So I guess we have to watch their money and see how fast it actually goes down. Because it's still staying at 145 over here. Good news, though, is that we are ahead of where we were before the game decided to crash in terms of construction. We are going to save again. Because they've got all sorts of stuff that they're trying to get done. Pigs are doing pig things, I suppose. There's definitely not as much super exciting stuff to take a look at here. So that's kind of like why the live streams are a little bit better, because it gives you a chance to like actually interact with people and not just, oh, okay, well, I guess we're gonna have 30 minutes of me putting houses down with just basic commentary that everybody's already heard 800 times. It makes it a little more interesting when you actually have, like, you know, human interaction. I think I can move this in a little bit. Use Discord. I don't have a Discord set up for this channel. I'm a member of a couple other things in the OSTRIV Discord. I might at some point set one up for the community when we have like more people that are regularly commenting on stuff. But if you want to add me, you can search for me. I think you can search for me just by putting in JC the Beard on Discord, and I should show up. Same profile picture and everything. But you can feel free to send me a request on there. Do not mind that at all. I don't always have a ton of time to dedicate to doing stuff like that, because I do work full-time doing other stuff, and I do this as a side thing. But I can make an effort to be available if you got some questions or stuff. And like I said, later on I probably will start a Discord for this community. I just don't want to do it until we have a lot of people that are interested. Because it's no fun being in a Discord server with there's like, I don't know, 4 people in it. It's like, you gotta have at least a couple dozen to make it super interesting. So they'll get this taken care of, and we can go over to our granaries and get the chicken situation fixed as well. And of course, we've repassed 1,400 people. So I do want to see if we can get to 15. That will probably be it for the stream when we get to that milestone. Now there's this huge army going across the land. Look at these guys. You know, they're on a mission to build another granary. Except half of them are going home, I guess. Alright, whatever. That's fine. Alright, so that's done. Actually, I think we can probably just copy this. Then change this to 15,000 and 5,000. And we'll do the same thing to the other one as soon as that is taken care of. Alright, so let's copy that. Then we'll copy these settings again and these settings again. Save again because the game cannot be trusted. Okay, so one of the last things we did was moving all of this chicken around. we'll just keep doing the exact same thing with that again. So they've got 4,000 in this one. That is not enough space allocated to actually feeding the animals. You're just taking all of your animals and plugging up everybody's resources here. So I got to figure out why that's happening. But the game does not really do any favors in that regard. There's not a lot of information on what the secret sauce is, so to speak. Except for some people have kind of tried to take a crack at decoding different stuff, and they've got all sorts of theories and spreadsheets and stuff. And if you've been in the OSTRIV Discord, which if you're not, I'd recommend you get in there. It's not super active, but people are pretty helpful in there. There's a couple guys in there that are really, really into the statistics and the spreadsheets and stuff. And they are constantly researching, like, what's the best thing to put in your farms and who has the best yields for different size village house gardens and everything. Some nice people in there. And I think when the game gets another update, it'll start to get a little more active. But we're at the point now where I think Alpha 4.0 was released in, what, May? April or May of this year? And we, of course, we've gotten incremental updates, and we had the 4.5 and 4.6 were pretty good ones. But it's been a while since we've had a truly revolutionary update to the game. I think they tend to come out about once a year, based on looking at the history of the alpha versions. So maybe we'll get one before the spring, but I would imagine probably be another month or two at least before we get a major content update. Yeah, so these guys are gonna just keep on going and keep on going. So we can continue to add more houses up here to try and get to 1,500. Although we are going to have to add some more jobs too. Let's take a look at our production and see what we might want to add. We have plenty of fish. I think we're going to have to add another farm, which I hate to say because it takes so many resources to actually, you know, get done. But probably going to have to be what we do here. Let's go ahead and add another bridge. So we're going to need a bridge. Put one of those there. Still seems a little low, but what are you going to do about it? So this bridge here will help us get more people over here working. Okay, so this is the map boundary. So we're going to want, if we put a farm somewhere, we're going to want it to be probably right about here, if I had to guess. Well, really what I should be doing is putting a full set of fields here, which I can do from this farm and then link to a different farm later. So I think that's probably what we're going to do. Come all the way down here and try to get one perfectly straight, as I always like to do. This is always the fun part, is figuring out the first one relative to everything. Oh, it's close. It is so close. I know this is the least entertaining part of watching me play this game, but that's just the way this stuff goes. You gotta do the not as fun stuff to get to the fun stuff. Fortunately, this is a little easier now that we've done so much of it. I'd like to see an option to switch what people grow, because my town is filled to the max with honey, and honey is hard to sell. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. If you saw my previous Let's Play before I restarted most recently, I had a town with, I think it was almost 1,400, and I had one family that was making so much honey. They had over 100,000 honeys stored in their house, and I literally could not buy all of that from them. It was obscene. And I put granaries next to them and everything. Like, just forget it. It's not going to happen. It's not possible to sell that much honey. It was unbelievable. It was truly insane. And I think that's since been patched, or at least they had a update that slightly modified what people had growing in their gardens. But I would love the ability to tell, like, my villagers, hey, you're going to grow this, you're going to grow that. But they don't seem to care to listen. Did I line this up? Yes. Just delete it. Yeah, I thought about it, but then the game corrupted that save before I had a chance to do anything about it. I'm like, alright, well that's really irritating, but hey, we got this one out of it. And in some ways I like this town a little more. I do think the last playthrough had a little bit more character to it. But yeah, I'm not going to get too upset about it. It's a game in alpha. Stuff like that's going to happen. Anyone playing a game like this knows well the risks of doing anything like that. So I think what we can go ahead and do, we'll put a couple more farm fields down here. So I think I can get away with this. Yes, I can. So I didn't want to do that way. I guess I need to pay more attention to where I'm putting different stuff. 50. Going up here is going to be too long. By 50. There we go. So that entrance is going to be down here, and then we're going to have another, probably another 2 right here. Right off the bat. So this new farm will have 9 fields, but it won't be completely insane. Too short. Oh, come on. Ding-dongs. Alright. That works. So we'll have all of this taken care of, and of course now we can actually build. Can we sell any of this stuff? Yeah, we can sell sunflower oil. Buy a bunch of iron ore. Buy some mead. I think resource-wise we're doing pretty well, though. I don't think I can complain. So now that we have this done, we can put in that farm right there. Okay, now they're saying there's no thatch. Okay, well, there should be thatch because we have our thatchery has been going quite literally since the beginning of this game with these same 2 women. No, not these same 2, because she's only 65. Okay, so we have new thatch people. That's fine. Yeah, I would love to have shift drag to do complete perfect squares. But I think to a certain degree the game is trying to encourage people not to be completely beholden to the grid, which I can appreciate. For sure. Having this pre-laid out is actually pretty good. So what did we decide we needed to have more produced? I know it was going to be hemp and flax for sure. So I guess we could probably start with that, although I'm tempted to mostly just do flax because it also does linseed, which we can use as animal feed. But we'll do wheat and flax, and then wheat again, and then a fallow. And I guess it doesn't really matter where in the rotation I put these things, because they just like infinitely rotate anyway. But I guess I could be smart and just keep it in the same order. Okay, so we have those 4. I will do 4 because it is a 4 field rotation, so we could have one of those at every Time trees need to regrow. That would be an interesting mechanic, especially if you're building where trees used to be. I don't quite know how I would feel about that, but I think overall it would be a net positive. So we've got wheat and hemp. How much wheat do we have stored? We really don't have hardly any wheat stored. We've got wheat and flax. So we can actually have this other one be sunflowers and hemp. I feel like that would be pretty smart, so we have more sunflowers. This will be a 3-field rotation. And then these last two probably need to be buckwheat. Probably buckwheat and potatoes. How many potatoes do we have? Okay, we have plenty of potatoes. Buckwheat, we can never seem to have enough buckwheat. Don't know what it is. So we'll just make more buckwheat. You have no more trees. Well, you have to be able to plant reforestation areas. I don't know if you've done that, but the forestries can do reforestation areas, which is what this is. Let's plant that again. Also, I need to save so I don't lose all this again and get incredibly angry. But yeah, this is an option if that's not something you've been doing. They're just waiting on this little bit of thatch to actually finish. I don't know why it's taking them so long. But if we have this farm here, we're going to need to do... I don't think we need to do any more animals, per se. Okay, well, good. You have replant trees on. That's a smart thing to do. But you'd be surprised how many people just don't see basic functions of the game, and someone points it out. They're like, oh, oh excuse me. Dusty in here. We do need to make sure that we're getting... Let's see. Where are... Yeah, tailor's workshops and weaver's workshops. We need to have several of those going here. Okay, I should have placed the one on the left first. Let's get that removed first. Of course, now it's going to be really, really slow because nobody's over here. That's fine. So we'll come back to that at some point. But I don't know. I guess it's just going to be slow forever, huh? That's annoying. We kind of got sidetracked from our 1500 goal by putting this other farm in, but we did kind of, at some point, run out of available people. We're going to have to be careful here because of how far away from the markets we're going to be. But I think this first layer along this coastline should be okay. Huh. You should have been able to find me by name, but I'll go ahead and, when I'm done with this stream, I'll go ahead and send you something. So in the meantime here, let's, probably going to be wrapping up pretty soon anyway, because I've got some other stuff I've got to take care of this afternoon. We'll go ahead and put in another layer of houses and get that started. We'll see exactly how far we can get. I'll leave a little bit of gap here for some wells. Or at least one well. Alright, that'll give them something to do with that. Anyway, the farm is now done. We'll go ahead and copy these settings to the other farm. Get a supply for oxen turned on. Then we'll go ahead and start linking these again. We get that all synced up. Okay. So once we get some hay in here, then we can get some oxen in here. They'll be all ready to go for the first sowing in March of next year. Very astute observation, Joshua M. Parker. Bah, indeed. Hope you're having a good Sunday. Welcome to the stream. We're wrapping up getting this farm going here, building some more houses, and then that will probably be the end of this stream, but we'll pick up again tomorrow with another episode that I'll record probably later tonight. Glad to have you in here. Just seeing how much we can get done in the next few minutes. Let's pop in a well here. Go ahead and hit the good old save button again because they are prone to crashing again. Right, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, these guys are good. We'll go ahead and order some plows, which means, of course, we get to go and do our cow tour again and make some oxen. And that's 4 right there. That's 5, and that's 6. And then, of course, we can go around and start marking some of these to be slaughtered because we need more space for female cows. Now we'll leave that one alive so it's in breeding age. Lots of bulls here that we probably should have been keeping tabs on this whole time, because that reduces our milk output, of course. Not having the maximum amount of female cows available. This is just something I'd like to be in the habit of every year in game getting done. Sometimes I miss it though, because pretty soon if you don't keep this in check, it can turn into a thing where you have a whole lot of bulls and no female cows, and you're like, wait, why don't we have any milk getting sold? Oh, well, can't really milk a bull, can you? Should be just about done with most of this, and I think we are. Okay. Yeah, 1 male, the rest of females. Yeah, that is, that's the strategy right there. You know, we haven't checked horses in a while. I don't know if they're still breeding or not. I know some of them are getting kind of old, but it'll tell you when they're all dead. Okay, we are still breeding. I guess we can turn breeding off. For horses, it's not as big of a deal because I don't need them as often. Just like to keep them in reserve. I know the Saltworks, some of these are going to be pretty old. So like, this draft horse is 29 years old. It's probably going to die soon. But as long as the wagon sheds are all fully realized and occupied, then I think we're probably still okay. Yep, horse died of old age. That was right there. So we can actually go ahead and slaughter that one. We can bring in a couple of these to be draft horses. Just pop them in there. That'll get us another good bit of time. It would be nice to sell horses. I feel like they'd probably command a pretty high price. Yeah, okay, we got a lot of rams here. So we'll go ahead and get some of those going. Although it's interesting, I don't know enough about animal husbandry to know if this is similar to how it is in humans, but if you have like one breeding male breeding with a bunch of different females, wouldn't you get like inbreeding at some point? I don't know. I majored in journalism and not livestock science, so I could be way off base. That could be a thing that's not as much of a problem in the animal kingdom, or maybe people just don't care because they're breeding animals for food and not for purity of bloodline. I don't know. I'm sure there's someone out there that knows way more about it than I do that will have something to say. Are we out of burial plots again? My god, alright. So I guess we can take some time to do this too while we're over here. So we'll just add a couple more of these burial plots. Five more should do for now. Yeah, I sell a lot of charcoal. I sell a lot of charcoal. Ends up being a pretty common thing, I assume. I guess we've got that platform for the cows here. While we're waiting for the rest of the stuff to get built, we can go ahead and add in some weavers' workshops to take advantage of... No, it's the wrong button again. Come on. Two of those right there ought to be a nice start. The game does need an undertaker. I was thinking about that, actually. I guess this kind of ties into the whole thing where I wish there were other businesses that people could live in and work out of. Like, you know, that's how the tavern works, of course. But just to have, like, something like that, like a funeral home, or, like, have it tied into the church, or have, like, a thing you could build a rectory for the church where the priest could live in and also do funerals and stuff. I'm sure there's something like that on the blog for the game. I'm not exporting what people are growing in their gardens. I'm just reselling it inside the town. I think my only exports now are... Where's the trading post even? I can't remember. Okay, it's right here. Yeah, I'm only exporting charcoal, shoes, salt, sunflower oil, and clothing. So just... The amount of money that they're willing to pay for a lot of the homegrown stuff is just... It's not worth it the way I have my economics set up. These people... I raised my... You watched me raise my my tavern tax over 3 times what it was. And these people still have a ton of money. So I just... Whatever. It's beyond me at this point. See, these people don't have a ton of money now. It's a school. I keep clicking on school and I mean to click on tavern. I know that's probably a sign. Where is the tavern over here? There it is. I guess tavern tax really isn't doing too much, is it? Oh, I know every town would have had to have had one. I would imagine. Well, we got to 1450 at least, population-wise. We got a couple more houses to build. I think 5 more. Then we have our farm, so it'll be interesting to see how this this farm gets planted with 9 fields. I don't know if we're going to have enough villagers to really take advantage of all of those jobs. We'll find out. I think we should have... At least a couple of these are going to be fallow. It's like 1, 2... Yeah, 2 of them should be fallow. Very, very interested to see what happens with that. Because it should be... Pretty quickly should be going here. So we'll go ahead and let them get this farm planted up, finish out the building queue, and then I think that's probably going to be it for this live stream. So we'll just have to see what ends up happening here. It should be about time to start sowing. Did we not activate these fields? We did not. So I guess I could have, you know, done that a little earlier. Or I could have waited the entire season of like, why didn't they plant the fields? Oh, you didn't click activate. Good job. Genius. Well, it'll take them a little bit of time to get that all figured out. In the meantime, you just watch them go back and forth like they're mowing the grass, because I guess technically they kind of are. You're having a problem harvesting, raise labor pay to 150. I think I might actually have labor pay raised already, specifically for farms. Yeah, I have it to 150 for harvest labor. And now they're actually sowing, which is nice. Go ahead and save again. Are these both fallow? I guess they are. Okay. And they've got plenty of laborers working there. Got just a few more houses left to get done. Then we'll have the weavers' workshops. And that's going to do it. Buddy, I make so much food I don't sow. I feel that. There's so much. I mean, this is now going to be, let's see, 3, that's going to be 4, 5, 6. That'll be 6 farms. I had, I think, 8 or 9 in my my Alpha 3 playthrough. Obviously, the addition of the like gardens helped a lot with food production. These people, oh, still have a vacant house. Okay. So we might actually get pretty close to 1,500 here. Might get to 1,470 at least. Nope, never mind. Build by marriage. I guess it's not to be. Let's see, we could be selling more. Oh, this could be selling flour, but I guess we're just gonna have to keep importing. See, we can never have enough buckwheat. I don't understand. Sheep hides, maybe. I don't know. Alright, let's build this thing. It would be nice to have an 8-slot market. I don't know how, specifically how that fits in with the design aesthetic of the game, but I mean, this one right here, I've got, what, 9 individual market stalls? This one's selling only firewood. I think part of the charm of the way the game is set up is so that you can do individual market stalls just kind of sprinkled everywhere, and not so much making these giant complexes like I tend to make. I don't know, I mean, people can play however they want, of course, but I tend to be more focused on creating efficient and easy to maintain designs, whereas other people are more focused on aesthetics and realism. I don't know. Horse died of old age in the saltworks. How did it die in a building that it wasn't in? Okay. It's interesting. Well, I guess we don't have to worry about that. Let's go to our wagon shed and see what's any of these missing horses. Maybe it was oh, one of these horses died of old age. Okay. Farmer's market would be cool too. Or if people could buy stuff directly from the farm, like they do the forestry. Hey, this guy's oh, there's like multiple guys that are stuck here, I think. Huh. If I swap the order around, is that going to change anything? Go ahead and no, don't load, don't load. No. Save. Well, we'll give it a little bit more time to see if any of these other guys come over here to start building, but I think we might reached a point where they have to be reloading. Okay, no, these guys are going places. They're just a little slow. Where's our other builder's workshop? I don't remember. Yeah, there's at least a couple people frozen. Oh, they all froze. Wow, okay. Well, in that case, this is probably a good time to just go ahead and call the stream. We've got a lot done in the past little over an hour. Lots to be happy with. This is all planted here. Why did they plow a fallow field? Huh, okay. Yeah, that's going to do it for this stream. Thanks if you're here. Thanks, John, for being so active in chat. It's nice to talk to people. Yeah, animal's going to die. We'll go ahead and pause and take care of that. Yeah, we'll pick this back up in the episode that's going to go up tomorrow morning. Same time as usual, 10:30 Eastern. That's GMT -4. So yeah, so thanks for hanging out in chat and having a good time in the stream. And we'll see you in the next one.